What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own new review of the Belle Collective. We pick up with Letitia going off on Glen because Cliff decided to be messy and tell Glen about the stripper, which causes Glen to check Letitia. And she said, first of all, you're not about to check me like Cliff checks Latrice. I'm not going to be treated like a child. I'm not that. And Letitia tells Cliff, don't call my husband no more. Don't tell him what I got going on. That's none of your business. Cliff talking about he loves Letitia and Glen, and the way this man loves you, it's possessive. That's not a good thing. All right. He thought he was being a good friend by telling Glen, I'm at a party, JJ doing a party for Gucci, but there's a stripper. I don't play like that, so you better check your wife. It's like, for real, Cliff? For real? Akeisha, her husband presents her with a nice hearty meal. He's on a diet, but he can't help but eat off of her plate. When they had their first date, she wanted her own bucket of crab legs. She was not going to share because her man knows how she likes food. The way to a woman's heart is through her stomach, okay? That's how Akeisha is. Now, she's feeling nervous and anxious to hear back from the city of Jackson to improve her desires of revitalizing Fair Street, okay? They've had a number of people send in their proposals, wait and find out what's taking so long. She wants to buy the entire block. Some people have put bids into buying certain buildings. She might have to prepare for a possibility she might not get a chance to do the whole block, but she's feeling confident about it. They can still put their restaurant there. She owns the land. And she wants to showcase what she wants to do for Ferris Street. She has a lot of ideas for it, okay? Now, discussing Ferris Street, she also wants to incorporate her annual holiday party inside the building so they can tell the historic history of Ferris Street. Invite local city officials, invite all the Bells and family, and show them what she wants to do. Show them that they have dreams of revitalizing a very historic street. Now, it's supposed to be like a cocktail party where it's not going to be long. Make sure the girls know the time frame, and hopefully the girls be on their best behavior. I mean, after the party Gucci had, everybody has been cool. So that's all going there. That was a nice scene. I really do hope that Akeisha gets what she wants out of revitalizing Fair Street. I do believe she has a lot of ideas. I do believe she wants to bring back Fair Street. She wants to bring it back. Bring back jobs, bring back historical history, bring back entertainment. She wants to do it all, and I'm happy for her for that. Moving on from there, we got Letitia and Latrice. They have this. Okay, moving on. We got Letitia and Latrice. They head for a tennis lesson, right? Because Letitia wanted to understand where Cliff was coming from by telling Glen about the stripper. So while they're practicing, Letitia said she played tennis when she was 12. Latrice never wanted to actually play tennis. She just wanted to look cute in her outfit, which her outfit looked very, very cute. After falling, missing balls, they had to clean up afterwards, and that's when Letitia decided to ask her, why did Cliff decide to tell Glen about the stripper? Latrice felt like Cliff was being conservative. He wanted to tell his homeboy about it because we'd never been to a party where someone bought a stripper, okay? And I don't believe Latrice because I feel like you've been around plenty of parties where strippers were involved. Maybe you never told Cliff before, but you can't look me in my eye and say you never been to a party where a stripper was there, okay? And as far as being conservative, yeah, I ain't got time for that. Cause me and my husband showing conservative, okay? Get out of my face with that. I just feel like Latrice wants to be at peace with Cliff. She doesn't want to argue. We've seen that at the beginning of the season. She just wants everything to be all smooth without having any issues, which means she doesn't want to express how she's actually feeling, okay? And Letitia had a point. If your husband's so conservative, then why didn't he pick you and him and walk out the door if you guys were not about to be part of the stripper part? You said he stayed behind because he wanted to support you and supporting Gucci. I do not believe you. This man is so straight to how he believes. He's straight to how he feels. You conform yourself to believe what he says. And you think that he's going to stop his beliefs of not seeing a stripper around his wife by staying? I don't believe you. He would have ignored how you felt about supporting Gucci and wanting to leave. But Cliff was enjoying himself. He was enjoying the stripper. He was asking Letitia how big the package was. Now, Latrice would never say Cliff was wrong, even though he was wrong. He was. As far as him alerting his friend, you can alert your friend all you want to, but he was stirring up mess. And when Letitia said, okay, so while he's supporting his friend, you couldn't support yours? Latrice said, who? I said, ooh, who? Ooh. To be honest, though, Letitia, you haven't been on Latrice's side lately. You wasn't on her side when it came down to Gucci ruining her event. You wanted to check her if Selena set her up. I don't, no. You never check Gucci. You still don't check Marie. So I guess when Latrice said who, she said who. Okay. Um, I know Latrice feels like Cliff is wrong. I do. But I feel like she's not giving Letitia the satisfaction of being right because she has not felt like none of the girls have been on her side. None of the girls have understood how she felt. They've been on Gucci's side. They've been on Marie's side, not listening to her. So she is being petty right now by by not separating her own thoughts from her husband's, okay? And Letitia says Cliff has a hold on Latrice, and I'm inclined to believe it. You know, the way he believes on how marriage should be, the way he believes how her role as his wife should be. And I want her to just step in and say, you're not about to treat me like this. I'm moving on. Leave me alone. I got time for this. At the same time, Letitia, while you have a point that Latrice should move on from Cliff, she should stand her ground to not being treated like this. You're not the person to tell her that, though. Because the same could be said to you. You know you're worth more than staying with Glen, but you're not going nowhere. And speaking of staying with Glen, there was a post on Instagram that you celebrated your 20-year anniversary. So as much as we can tell Latrice she's way more than being with Cliff, she's worth more than that, we could say the same for you about Glen, but you're not going nowhere like she's not going nowhere. Right message, wrong messenger, okay? Now, as far as how are things with her and Cliff, they're going through the motions, okay? Just like any other marriage, just trying to find that balance back to one another because every marriage is not perfect, okay? And as far as her saying we're not perfect, whoever tells you their marriage is perfect is a liar. And I'm just like, all y'all not in good marriages if you think about it. I said it last episode. None of y'all men surprises except for Willie, and we don't see him that often, okay? Because Letitia just wants her to be happy. She just wants her to be okay. The same could be said to you, Letitia. We want you to be happy, but I feel like you playing in our faces. All these issues you got with Glen, you know exactly who you married. You know exactly who this man is. And you're not about to play with us. Like, you can have an issue with Glen on the show, but we see you online laughing and giggling. I ain't got time for this. Moving on. Akeisha invites her sisters and her sister cousin because she moved very close with her sisters. She has a great relationship with them. She looks up to them. And just talking about her upcoming event for the holiday party. She's inviting all the girls. I don't believe that her sisters has met all the ladies except for Gucci. And they do remember seeing another girl. Her name is Tambra with a high-pitched voice. Yes. Just talking about her trials and tribulations of being introduced into the group. You know what I'm saying? Because when she got introduced to the group, she discovered that Tambra told everybody she was shady. They shouldn't trust what she says. And it's kind of like, what? I've known Tambra since high school, so I figured that was a leg up for me to have history with somebody into the group. But I'm finding out that she's telling y'all I'm shady and that y'all shouldn't trust a word I say. And when she was hearing this, she heard this from Letitia. And she couldn't believe it. Her came from Letitia because she didn't know Letitia. But it was the truth. I was wondering why Tamara would even tell them that she's shady, don't do that. I'm like, how you supposed to be my friend? And you giving off a bad name about me? I wouldn't trust that at all. And along with not giving Akeisha a fair chance to get involved into the group, it was said that the Fair Street idea she stole from Letitia, which is not true. While Letitia did open up the first season with revitalizing Fair Street, she just did not move further than Akeisha has moved. Akeisha never stole the idea. She had her own ideas of revitalizing Fair Street. She just had more connection than Letitia did, which is why Letitia had a problem with Akeisha last season. That was the issue right there. So just making this holiday party, mixing with the historical backing of Fair Street, so all the girls, all the city officials can see what they're trying to do with Fair Street, and it's an olive branch to the ladies so they can continue on to be around each other, have good spirits, good vibes, and that's cool. Next, so Willie wanted the update. What's been going on in Mississippi since he's been in New York, right? He said, oh man, you know Glen's trying to win Letitia back, right? So in his way, he want to win her back with a song. Okay, he got a song. He wants to rap for her to win her heart. And the whole entire time, JJ is laughing at Glen wanting to become a rapper, as if JJ was not in the studio being goofy, dancing along with him. Now, Willie was looking serious. He was like, Um, I think we got too many rappers right now, and I feel like JJ is too old. No, not JJ. Glen is too old to be wanting to be a rapper. So I suggest you figure out another way of winning your wife back. How about you just don't cheat? Okay, how about you do that? And so what's going on with the Bells? He said, oh man, the Bells, they've been going at it. They've been going back and forth. So I had the idea of for them to have a good time, for them to get back cool. I had a birthday party for Gucci, right? And I had a performance for her. Oh, you had a singer perform? Nah, I had a performer. I had a stripper named Jamaica from Jamaica come in. I got her a Jamaican stripper. He's like, what? You got her a stripper? Yeah, I got her a stripper for all the bells, for all the bells. My wife was a part of that. Nah, she wasn't a part of that. She was nowhere near. She was picking from the end. And she was. Akeisha was way in the back looking like, I do not want to be a part of that. So, wondering about the stripper itself was like, okay, cool, but what else happened? Okay, see, Letitia approaches me, right? She approaches me because Uncle Clifford had decided to call Glenn and tell him that Letitia was all up on the stripper, knowing that she wasn't even near the stripper. He said, what? Yeah. And even then, peep this, right? Uncle Clifford was asking me if Jamaica's package was big. He was asking me. Willie said, so we counting now? We count how big another man's package is. Yeah, everybody was wondering, but it's kind of like, why is he asking me? I'm wondering why he's asking you. The fact that he was so concerned of asking, let alone was trying to make it seem as if Letitia was looking at the stripper, touching the stripper, when she wasn't even near the stripper. All in all, it looks like Willie missed a lot being down in Mississippi. We all know Willie has his hesitations of living in Mississippi, but he's also looking at the upside. He's developing a good friendship with JJ that he didn't even know he could. I'm happy about that. Moving on. Letitia. Letitia. Letitia is out with her son, walking her dog. She invites Tamara out so they can discuss the not so peace treaty. And Tambra, to me, she wasn't happy about meeting up with Letitia because I felt like how long has it been since the peace treaty and how many times have Letitia has been around Tambra and have not spoken to her, have not reached out to her, but you get to this point, you wasn't really concerned, but you needed to so it could make you look good. That's where my mind is going. But she wanted to start off with your ex-fiance. Let's talk about that. Tambra cussed her out by saying that wasn't my ex-fiance. He was never my ex-fiance. We only dated for a couple of months. He proposed. I walked away. I figured I'm walking away and moving on with the mindset that he's moving on. Clearly, he hasn't. Because for you guys to go meet up with him behind my back and not get my side is a crock of bullshit. And Letitia is talking about that she should have followed her first mind. What was your first thought? Going to Tambra? Because I felt like, why didn't you go to Tambra last season, Letitia? You brought somebody on the show to expose her relationship with Damon. That wasn't a true friend. And you're not being a true friend right now. Because Letitia's whole energy is fake. It's not genuine. Because right now she's in the confessional talking about how secretive Tambra has been. And you have people who love you, who care for you. And how are you going to develop a friendship if you don't tell anybody what's going on? Did it ever occur to you that Tambra is not so easily opening up? She's not that easy of a person to just talk about what she got going on. She's guarded for good enough reasons. I mean, that's not how a friendship works. In friendships, if that person is comfortable talking to you about their issues, then they will. But I don't think you're basing a friendship off of how you guys can connect, how you guys can get along. You're basing friendship of what secrets do you have, what issues do you have, so I can talk about it because I'm tired of talking about my issues. Sometimes folks don't have problems going on in their relationship. Sometimes folks don't have a lot of issues. They're just completely content. They chill, they cool. And if I wanted to talk about something, I would, but I'm not. And I feel like Letitia is looking to find issues in Tambra's life because she's tired of her issues being on the show. She's tired of her issues being talked about. So she wants to find somebody else's issues to make that the spotlight. Because if Tamara ain't got going on in her life, then she ain't got nothing going on. But apparently it's boring for Letitia because Letitia wants somebody else's issues to be in the spotlight because Letitia don't seems happy in her situation. She ain't happy. And since she's not happy, she will look for other people to make misery. Hello, there it is. I just made it sound clear. For Marie and Letitia to believe that Latrice and Cliff are trying to find issues or trying to stir up conflict in other people's situations, look at Letitia and Marie. We still have not gotten to a actual conversation as to why Letitia brought somebody from Damon's past onto the show and why did she do that. Like, it's a crock of bullshit to me, okay? And Tambra explained she's very guarded because she doesn't trust easily, and she's known Letitia for a lot of years, and I feel like that trust had to been earned. That trust had to been received in order for her to even look at her like that. But I feel like Tambra has seen where Letitia has moved, and she don't trust her as far as she can throw her. Okay, and I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. If you want to be a real friend, you're going to have to show up to be a friend. Don't just show up when you want to find out she got problems. That's not a friend. That's someone being messy. Moving on. Akeisha, it is her holiday mixer. All the girls are invited. Hopefully everybody gets along. And when Cliff and Latrice arrives, have y'all noticed that Cliff and Latrice have not been affectionate towards one another? They have not been holding hands. Like when you walk, when you see them walking, they're like a foot apart from each other. They're not close. They're like separate. I wonder what problems are still happening. She's not really there. That's what I'm getting. Marie came in. She definitely looked like New Year's in that hat that Latrice said. She definitely looked a mess. Tambra did receive an invite and a text from Akeisha inviting her. And no matter what they're going through, they're going to always support one another. I need the conversation between Tisha and Akeisha. No, between Akeisha and Tambra ASAP. I need that conversation. Latrice shaded Akeisha, giving her props about showing the history of Fair Street, but wonders what else she's been doing because she probably hasn't been doing nothing much. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. You guys are shading each other throughout these confessionals. I don't know what the problem is. So all the Bells are laughing, getting along. How it was the birthday party that brought them all together. Fuck Tisha's peace tree because that wasn't doing nothing, making it worse. When Latrice and Gucci see each other, I can see Gucci being a little bit standoffish because Gucci is still bothered. But I don't know what she's bothered about. I'm tired of Gucci acting like she's the victim and that things are done to her when she's the one instigating shit. She's the one involving herself in shit. Like, I ain't got tired of it. I'm tired of being passive aggressive. Either move on or let it go. Something. Please, 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 please. Willie talks to Cliff about what he heard at the party. Cliff brings up the 15-inch package and he would not have brought a stripper to the party. Latrice, I'm inclined to believe that there's something going on in your mindset of how you are in your sexuality because when Mel came, hey Mel, you was eyeing Mel's body because she had a breast reduction and you were looking at her breasts mighty hard, okay? So I don't know what's going on there, honey, but you definitely have a fascination for the ladies and I'm not mad at it at all. So it gets to the favorite part of the event, which is all the history displayed. All the who's. We were in the Jim Crow area, but that was a time where billionaires flourished, especially African American billionaires. And the history, the photographs, that's interesting to me. I love looking into our African American history. I would love to go check out that district. I really would. The only person who hasn't made it was Letitia. She was being messy by saying that her and Akeisha not on the best of terms. She said, girl, stop it. I'm not going for your bullshit, okay? I invited her here. We're moving on. Her mom, Dr. Holly, presented all the information because all of this was collected by her mom and her mom before her. So it's a long-standing history of the Hollies. She's very proud of her community. She's very proud of her history. And this is what she'll be able to do if she's able to buy the entire block. So Letitia came late. And I don't know, Letitia was giving me fake energy as if she was mad at what Cliff did, but then she hugged him by saying, I don't know if I want to hug you, Cliff. I don't know. I'm just like, girl, okay. Cliff is either drunk or mad. He said, don't fuck with me. I tell it like it is. Just an awkward interaction. Latrice is saying, girl, you know my husband loves you. Stop playing. This whole thing is not funny. And Akeisha wants to know where is that energy coming from. This happened at the party. Marie told her that Cliff called Glen and told him that Letitia was all over the stripper. She was touching on him and everything. Akeisha was like, wait, that's not true. She wasn't even near the stripper. Oh my God, look at me defending Letitia. Look at God. Like, it's crazy. How could a man call another woman's husband to tell on her about a stripper when that's not true? Why are you causing mess? Why are you involving someone else's marriage? I agree. What is Cliff's motive of telling a lie to Glen? Why? Is Cliff trying to cause havoc? I have no idea why. So now Marie takes this and runs with it, okay? She will never not say anything negative about Latrice. Now she wants to say Latrice and Cliff are the most insecure individuals ever in life. And what's going on behind that house is Glass House, okay? Talking about Latrice looking for a daddy and a husband. I'm just like, you know what, Marie? While she has abandonment issues from her father, she ended up marrying someone like her daddy. That's correct. But you got abandonment issues from your mama who did not want to be your mother, okay? Disrespectful for me to say, but nonetheless, I'm just like, girl, you gonna miss me. Because I feel like as much as we can call out Latrice on her insecurities, everybody else in this group have insecurities. So we can't just point one person, okay? Now, I think Latrice can feel the conversation. She can feel the snickering. So she wants to hurry up and get her man out of there before she's even more embarrassed. But she'll never tell him he embarrassed her. She'll just suck it up and leave. So she said, bye, ladies. I'm going. I'm going. And that was in the episode. Next episode, we're going to have all the Bells. No, we're going to have Latrice, Gucci, and Akeisha all on a date. And I can't wait. It's supposed to be a couple's date. Y'all, I cannot wait to see how this is going to work. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.